20,000 points. Multiple All-Star appearances. Championship rings. These are the kinds of achievements that usually guarantee a spot in the Basketball Hall of Fame. But for the 10 players we're about to discuss, even these impressive credentials might not be enough. Today, we're breaking down the shocking cases of NBA stars who might never make it to the Hall of Fame despite resumes that seem worthy of induction. 10. Shawn Marion. Let's kick things off with Shawn Marion, known as the Matrix, for his out-of-this-world athleticism and unusual style. He was something special on the court. Drafted 9th by the Phoenix Suns in 1999, Marion became a key player in their lightning-fast, 7 seconds or less offense alongside Steve Nash. His stats are mind-blowing. He's one of just 4 players ever with at least 17,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, 1,500 steals, and 1,000 blocks. Despite standing only 6'7", Marion could guard anyone on the court and was crucial to the Mavericks' 2011 championship. So why isn't he in the Hall of Fame? Well, even with 4 All-Star appearances, Marion never made an All-NBA first team and was often overshadowed by flashier teammates. His weird shooting form didn't help either, and he played before positionless basketball became popular. 9. AC Green. Next up is AC Green, the ultimate Iron Man of basketball. His durability was off the charts. He played in 1,192 consecutive games from 1986 to 2001. The Lakers grabbed him 23rd overall in 1985, and he quickly became known for his incredible work ethic and reliability. Green won 3 NBA championships with the Lakers, 2 in the 80s and another in 2000, making him one of the few players to win titles in different decades with the same team. He wasn't flashy at all, but focused on defense, rebounding, and doing whatever his team needed. 8. Amar'e Stoudemire. Amar'e Stoudemire was a human highlight reel in his prime. Coming straight from high school, he immediately made a name by winning Rookie of the Year. His partnership with Steve Nash in Phoenix created one of the most thrilling pick-and-roll duos ever seen, changing how teams play defense in the mid-2000s. But here's the sad part. His Hall of Fame case is seriously hurt by how short his prime was. Those chronic knee problems derailed what could have been a first-ballot Hall of Fame career. His defensive weaknesses and lack of deep playoff runs don't help either. 7. Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson doesn't get enough credit as one of the most exciting point guards of the late 80s and early 90s. This Sacramento native became the heart and soul of the Phoenix Suns after being traded from Cleveland during his rookie year. His quickness, court vision, and scoring ability put him among the best floor generals of his generation. So what's keeping him out of the Hall? For starters, he played in an era packed with legendary point guards like Magic, Isaiah, and John Stockton, which made his accomplishments seem less special. Injuries cut his prime years short, and despite leading the Suns to the 1993 NBA Finals, he never won a championship, often running into Michael Jordan's Bulls. 6. Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed Wallace was talented, intense, and unpredictable. A true basketball player. Standing 6'11", with amazing versatility, Wallace could dominate inside, knock down threes, and defend at an elite level. After being picked 4th overall in 1995, he developed into one of the most unique players of his era, making 4 All-Star teams with Portland, Detroit, Boston, and New York. What's keeping Wallace out of the Hall? His temper was plain and simple. He holds the NBA record for technical fouls in a season with 41, and was often his own worst enemy. 5. Bill Laimbeer. Bill Laimbeer was the tough-as-nails center and emotional leader of the infamous Bad Boys Detroit Pistons. This 4-time All-Star combined toughness with surprising skill, helping Detroit win back-to-back championships in 1989 and 1990. Laimbeer could rebound with the best of them, knock down outside shots, rare for centers back then, and set screens that opponents feared. So why isn't he in the Hall? His controversial playing style and reputation are the main roadblocks. Widely considered one of the most hated players in NBA history, Laimbeer's physical, and often dirty, play alienated fans, players, and likely Hall of Fame voters too. 4. Tom Chambers. Tom Chambers is one of the most puzzling Hall of Fame snubs among 20,000-point scorers. A four-time All-Star and two-time All-NBA selection, Chambers combined incredible jumping ability with deadly shooting to become one of the best-scoring forwards of his time. He made history as the first unrestricted free agent in the NBA when he signed with Phoenix in 1988, changing both his career and the business of basketball forever. Despite these impressive credentials, Chambers has been left out of the Hall. He never made it to the NBA Finals as a team's best player, and he competed in an era full of legendary power forwards like Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, and Dennis Rodman. 3. Antawn Jamison. Antawn Jamison's career shows how consistent excellence doesn't always get the recognition it deserves. A two-time All-Star with over 20,000 career points, Jamison developed a unique offensive game that made him incredibly hard to guard. His unusual shooting release and array of runners, floaters, and flip shots allowed him to score effectively against bigger defenders. So what's keeping him out of the Hall? Mainly a lack of team success and signature moments. Despite his individual production, Jamison never got past the second round of the playoffs and spent many seasons rebuilding average teams. 2. Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson built his reputation on clutch shooting and staying cool under pressure. A seven-time All-Star who excelled with multiple teams, Johnson combined size, skill, and scoring instincts to become one of the most reliable offensive weapons of his generation. His ability to create his own shot and deliver in big moments made him a featured player throughout most of his 17-year career. His longevity and adaptability allowed him to contribute meaningfully well into his 30s, eventually transitioning from star to valuable role player. Despite these achievements, Johnson's Hall of Fame case faces significant challenges. Critics point to his inefficiency during certain periods and question whether he truly elevated his teams as a number one option. Johnson never got past the second round as his team's best player. 1. Shawn Kemp. Few players combine raw athleticism, power, and showmanship like Shawn Kemp. A six-time All-Star and three-time All-NBA selection, Kemp's highlight reel dunks and explosive play made him one of the league's most popular stars during his prime. Kemp's peak years were truly special. His combination of scoring, rebounding, shot blocking, and steals matched up well with many Hall of Famers, and his 6 straight All-Star appearances from 1993 to 1998 show how highly regarded he was. Unfortunately, Kemp's Hall of Fame case is severely damaged by his dramatic decline later in his career. After being traded to Cleveland, weight issues, personal problems, and substance abuse challenges seriously impacted his performance and shortened his effective career. Despite getting over 15,000 points and 8,800 rebounds, Kemp's career totals fell short of what his talents suggested was possible.